After logging my nutrition in MacroFactor for over 500 days, it has completely changed the way I eat for good. It keeps track of all my data and helps guide my decision-making process by presenting it all in a concise and beautiful way. In this video, I'm going to share with you the basic premise of how the app actually works, a few of my favorite features that make it fundamentally unique, and the 3 types of people who I think could seriously benefit from using an app like this. By the way, this video is not sponsored, but if at any point you decide you want to sign up, you can use my last name code Marra, M-A-R-R-A, for an extended 2-week free trial. My girlfriend and I both got the annual subscription because it just works out to be like $6 a month. Let's start by quickly covering how the app actually works. To my knowledge, this app was actually born out of a spreadsheet that was created by world record-holding powerlifter Greg Nuckols. This spreadsheet was created to help people calculate their calorie and macronutrient targets and adjust its recommendations based on how their body weight responded week to week. The last time I used this spreadsheet, I was 22 years old. Now, about 6 years later, this spreadsheet has become a very sophisticated app that serves the same basic purpose, but with a lot more finesse. It starts with the setup process, where you tell the app some basic information about yourself, like your height, your weight, your age, your goals, your nutrient preferences, your activity levels. The algorithms do their work, and it spits out an initial plan for your nutrition on day 1. Every 7 days thereafter, you click the button that says check in, and it'll update your nutrient targets based on your progress. If you're moving toward your goal at the appropriate rate, the app gives you a thumbs up and says keep on doing exactly what you're doing. Otherwise, your plan will be corrected accordingly. Either calories get adjusted upwards or downwards based on what you need. As you can see, your boy needs to eat more food. I'm bulking right now and my jaw is already sore, so God, next week is gonna be fun. I love that this feature prevents you from going too far off track with your targets. Like if you get 6 weeks into a weight loss diet and you're just not making the progress you want because your calorie targets were set up incorrectly on day 1, you just don't have that problem with this. Having an unbiased piece of software that adjusts your targets based on your progress means that you're just never guessing about whether or not you're on the right track. Now, let's talk about a few of my favorite features that make this app unique. Probably best if we go to the kitchen for this. The first and most notable difference when I started using the app was just the speed. It's ultra quick to search for foods, copy from previous days, and move foods around on the timeline. If you're gonna be logging a few times a day, it's actually a pretty big deal, especially if you're a nerd and you're gonna log over 500 days like I did. Next up is what they call the adherence neutral design. The way I see it, this means 2 things. Firstly, if you go over your goals or you forget to track for the day, there isn't some big red bar or warning icon that makes you feel like a loser. And secondly, if you forget to track or you don't eat a specific amount of a specific food at a specific time, the app still functions exactly how it's supposed to, meaning you don't get punished for being a human being. Now for the label scanner. I've only gotten to use this twice since the food database is already enormous, but if for whatever reason MacroFactor can't find the food of the barcode that you're scanning, check this out. We got this spaghetti here. Normally I just scan the barcode like this. Boom. It didn't even have a chance to look fully at the barcode before I got it. But if for whatever reason it can't scan the barcode or it doesn't have the feature, you can actually just look at the label and it'll scan the label like this. Done. Boom. It just got all the nutrition information. You just enter the serving that you had and it knows exactly how many calories are in that. That's some space age shit. By the way, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I make new videos about training for muscle growth or dieting for fat loss. Now I'm gonna show you the 2 data displays that make this whole app completely worth it for me. Before I show you these, a quick note. If you give someone information and you show them, hey, this is a chart of how well you're doing at a certain game or whatever. As human beings, we have a natural inclination to want to set high scores and get our streaks up and build that score and that level higher. The same thing is true with your nutrition. In a way, I feel like MacroFactor almost gamifies my nutrition. Let's look at some data together. So the expenditure graph shows you an estimation of how many calories your body is burning each day. This is a really cool feature because it shows you a visual representation of all the efforts that you might be putting in to burn more calories each day, actually visualized on a graph. So if you're doing extra cardio or increasing your step goal or training more frequently in an effort to burn some more energy, you're gonna actually see your body responding here in a visual way, which is pretty cool. A lot of people have asked me how the expenditure graph actually works. And it's basically just using 2 pieces of data in order to extrapolate or figure out a 3rd point of data. For example, if I know how fuel efficient a car is, I know how far it's traveled, then I can tell you how much gas it used. Or if I know how much gas it used and how efficient it is with fuel, I can tell you how far it traveled. MacroFactor is taking how much food you eat and how your body weight's responding and saying, okay, well, this is roughly how many calories you're burning each day. And now for the weight trend graph. The weight trend graph has got to be the most general population friendly weight tracking graph I've seen on any application ever. Because what it does is it takes all your normal body weight fluctuations that you would see during a weight loss diet, where the scale is going up and down throughout the week, even if you're doing everything totally right, and it smooths them out. And it shows you a moving average week to week of how your body weight is responding. So if you have an abnormal weight pop after a dinner out or something like that, it doesn't show you this massive spike on the weight trend. It might just say your weight trend changed by 0.1 or 0.2 pounds from the average, which kind of helps you stay focused on the longer term vision and the more important stuff, which is the long-term trends of where your body weight's going. Now let's talk about who might benefit from using an app like this. The first type of person who would really benefit from an app like this is someone who's tried different weight loss type approaches in the past and is fed up with seeing subpar, slow, or no results from whatever they tried. Someone like my girlfriend who lost 20 pounds using MacroFactor this year. She's tired of doing like the little portion container diets and all that dumb stuff. And she wanted something that actually worked, but she was a little intimidated by the idea of tracking calories and stuff. So that's where the coached feature in MacroFactor comes really in handy. In the coach feature, you basically just tell it what your goals are and how active you are and how fast you want to go, and it takes care of everything week to week. You don't have to set any macro targets, any calorie targets. You just turn up and hit a single each day, and the app will keep you moving in the right direction. Also great for someone who just doesn't really want to think about it. The second type of person that would really benefit from this is someone who's very serious about their nutrition. This could be the guy that I saw actually on the MacroFactor page who prepped for a bodybuilding show using this app, or a handful of powerlifter friends of mine who are really interested in seeing all the data visualized and really want to tweak every single little variable they can using tools like the Micronutrient Explorer and the nutrient timing feature to really look under the hood and get more detailed with their nutrition. If you are a nuts and bolts type person and you like data and you like details, then this is definitely the nutrition app for you. Using the manual feature, you can go in depth and play around with all your different calorie distributions for each day. You can play around with different macronutrient ratios for different days, whether you have a hard training day or a light training day or an off day. I mean, honestly, there are so many nuts and bolts that you could play around with. It is insane. And the third type of person I would classify as the person who takes things somewhat seriously, but also can't really be bothered to do all the little details and just wants to do good enough so that they get all their best results from the majority of effort that they put in. I think this is someone more like me, and I use the collaborative feature, so it's neither manual nor coached, but it provides me all my initial goals and it makes adjustments week to week. But if I want to, I can also go in and adjust the protein targets. I can adjust the calorie targets manually if I want to. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Yeah, your boy cares about hitting his protein goal, and I want to make sure that I'm gaining weight or losing weight at the rate that I should be. But at the same time, I don't need to dial out every single little thing. And as long as I'm moving in the right direction week after week and hitting my protein goal, I'm happy. If you have any questions about MacroFactor or how I use it, you can leave a comment below and just ask and I'll answer as soon as I see it. Otherwise, you can go check out one of my other MacroFactor videos where I actually do an on-screen walkthrough of how I set up a muscle gain diet or a fat loss diet. And a reminder, if you use my last name code Marra, M-A-R-R-A, at the checkout, it gives you an extended 2-week free trial and it supports me along the way too. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more good stuff just like this. As always, I've been Matteo from MarraStrength.com and I will see you in the next one.